this Substack gives me a hard time getting on every Thursday.
Well, if it starts, I mean, I think I'm nearly up to 700 subscribers on Instagram now. So if Substack starts getting difficult, because it won't let me do live video Substack because it says I don't have enough followers, even though I do.
Right,
So
right.
we'll hopefully soon have an Instagram option should we need it.
300 more to go.
Yes. How's things with you?
Good. I'm home from last week. I was in another state. I've been working. We've been back and forth, online watching. Have you gotten to Camden this week yet?
I was there today.
Oh, you're tired. All day.
The best interview I've ever had today.
Wow. That's saying a lot.
Oh yeah, this guy. It's a shame. I did an interview with him. He's a guy who first time I saw him, I thought I saw him running away with a painting. Right at the end of the video, he runs away. He's hanging around my suitcase, and then he scarpers.
Okay.
I now think that he didn't take a painting. He just ran. So I think,
like Tourette's syndrome.
I've met him a couple of times, and he's not the kind of person, I don't think, who would knowingly read. He was there a while, so he must have read that you're supposed to do an interview. He's not the kind of person who would steal. I'm 100% sure. So what I suspect he did was he just ran off, because he came back another day, took a painting, did the interview. He came back again today, and we had he did an interview. Then I stopped recording. We had a long chat, a really good chat.
Yeah.
And I said to him, I should have recorded this, because what we're talking about now is a lot more interesting than what we were talking about on the video. So I just asked him the bog standard questions. So I said, I'll start recording you. So I recorded him, and he did this 1-2 minute speech about why free art is so important. And it was so good that even though he was the last interview of the day, I took the second half of his recording and put it right at the front of the video. And at the very beginning of the video, I introduce the video to say, anyone who doesn't understand why myself and One Troop are putting in all the hours and work we do for free art, frees art.
Yeah, you're doing more.
This guy will articulate it a lot better than I ever done.
I can't wait to hear it. Is it live now or no?
It's rendering now. Let me just hang on a minute. It's probably rendered. I'm just doing the dinner. Actually,
I just did Rose's dinner too, because I mentioned I'm going to meet a couple friends at the pub for a beer.
Look at us, Ron. We're the modern men. The women have got us at home cooking for them while they're out gallivanting.
Well, yeah, gallivanting. She's working, so I can go buy a beer. It's a good trade-off. She's getting chicken and rice, and just like you're making, probably, right?
I'm doing fish.
Fish today.
Fish and, in America they're sticking lab-grown meat in your food without labeling it properly.
They do what?
Lab-grown meat. This is another flipping stupid idea they've had. They're going to start making meat in a laboratory to combat climate change, and they're sticking it in the food, telling everyone AI says, "Oh yeah, it's all safe, it's fine." It's not. I mean, it's going to be a nightmare down the road. So I'm thinking of going vegetarian, because they're going to start doing it over here, And I've always felt guilty not being a vegetarian, because I feel sorry for the animals, but not sorry enough that I would actually penalise myself to stand up.
It's too easy. It's too easy to get fat. It's too easy to get.
As well. Yeah. So for selfish reasons, I'm going vegetarian, which is I should have been doing it for unselfish reasons, but I didn't.
My daughter's. She said she was going to be a vegetarian when she was on her 14th birthday. She has not wavered once and she's 36.
That's amazing. Yeah,
And it's kind of incredible. But her reasons probably were more for at 14 were for the animals. It wasn't about health.
That's brilliant. I mean,
it wasn't about climate change. And I always tell her, I said, here in the U.S., I don't know the farming practices in the U.K., but we have something called CAFOs, and they're giant industrialized cow factories where there's 100,000 cows, knee deep in their own manure, getting fed corn. There's no grass or out, and they're, right next to each other. They live half the life that they're supposed to.
We're bad. We're not that bad.
Oh, it's really bad here, and so for whatever. I always tell her that without even being political, she's making more of a political statement by just not participating in that than I have ever done. Just by being a vegetarian, she says more than I could do with all my mouth talk, or all of my writing. I can only talk about stuff. I'm a talking head, where she actually said she's going to do something and does it, which is pretty strong for me, anyway.
I'm good. Yeah, I'm not going to go cold turkey, and but I'm going to cut down massive. I'll probably first of all cut out the red meat and see how I get on with chicken and fish.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Then see if I can start maybe cut the chicken out and just have the fish, and then eventually, because I'm just not. I'm just not going to do it. I mean, I've got no excuse not to do it. I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to do it bit by bit. But
look at the steam. Anyway. Nice.
Oh yeah.
Steam.
No, Emma gets a healthy meal when she comes here.
Oh, that's good.
I'll show you the video, because this is the editing. Can I switch the?
I don't know.
Right, here we go.
Oh, very good. There you are.
Right, let's see if I've got it on full volume. Oh no, I'm going to start a meeting. Hang on. Volume 100%. Right, here we are.
Hey, Edgeworth! Oh wait, no, that's a different Edgeworth.
Puts it perfectly. This is why we need free art. This is why Ron Troop, RONTHROOP, and myself are bringing free art to the world. This is a whole project, is so that we come across people like this guy who understands it and appreciates it.
This, you gotta appreciate this, because if you think that you have to go to a gallery to experience art, and it's the only way you can do that, take a look around, take a look at this, take a look at the street art that you can find in places here, Hackney, Brixton, all over the place, Peckham too. You can go all over the place, you can find this stuff. If this disappears, if we say we just tie all to a gallery, then you're gonna lose it, and it's all gonna be controlled by whoever's got the land, whoever's willing to put it all up. You don't get to express yourself no more. You think, oh, you might not need to. Well, what if someone else does? What if your friend does? What if you do? If you lose that, if you lose this kind of stuff, if you do not start thinking about this, at least spreading the word, and if you can, giving whatever you can, if you don't do that, you're gonna lose it, and you will regret it after a few years. You'll be thinking, well, no, wait, they're charging for that? Because they will do this. They did it with the seats in the BMW. They did it with smartphones, with adding features to that. They did it with so many things. They did it with even clothing, things that we could sort of astound, gone. They'll take it all away from you because they can make a quick buck out of it and make you dependent on them to make even more quick bucks in the long run. So this happens in every industry. So don't just think about art, but definitely free art too.
Thank you very much, mate. Thank you. I appreciate all that. But the key thing you said, I thought, was about dependent. If we're not dependent on them, they can't control us. So
exactly,
we do our thing. All right, well, I'm super glad you got a picture, and I hope to see you soon.
All right, see you.
All right, mate. Bye.
Nice.
Yeah, that was right at the end of the day, but it's right at the beginning of the video. So I'll start.
Did you have it? Yeah.
Yeah. Once I've just stirred this, I'm going to go and start the YouTube upload. So by the end of the podcast, By the end of the podcast, it'll be live.
Good.
So if anyone's watching this, we've got a watcher. Someone's watching us, Ron.
Good.
Whoever's watching this, you'll be able to watch that full video. It's about a 20-minute video this week.
You're getting some good. I looked at one of your recent ones last week that you did, and it had over 200 views.
Yeah. I think 300's my best. I think I've had a couple of. They're getting better. They're getting better.
Oh yeah, it's better than 13. You know.
I know. Yeah. Let's have a look. I'm sure this is going to be riveting viewing, but I'll just quickly look at the stats because, sometimes, like you say, we get less than 10 views for a video.
Right.
Right. So analytics. What have we got? Oh no, it's content. Sorry. Yeah, 364. 314.
For one video.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Good job.
Starting to get there. The last one was a bit. The most recent one's only got 100, but the others like 200, 300 sort of numbers.
Well, that's what I meant about your numbers are going to improve as you keep going. I don't know. It's just the universe is saying that. I did our
consistent. Yeah, consistency is the secret to Camden, and that's what I've never had consistency, and that's why. You start getting momentum. It's like climbing up a greasy pole. You climb halfway up and then take your eye off the ball. You slide all the way back down to the bottom again, and you just end up constantly climbing up the same bottom of a pole. You never get any. So you got to keep going, otherwise you slide. Yeah. It's like treading water. If you stop moving, you sink. You got to keep doing it.
Is there a time is there a time to stop or go a different direction? Because it's like.
Well, I'm more. Well, I've got a few new series going on at the moment. I've got a Black Horse series, which hang on.
Nice. See it?
Yeah.
What I mean is, I saw these. Yeah.
Yeah, I did 15 quick sketches that I did at Billy's on Monday, which I've put some block print lettering on a few days ago. They're drying. I'm doing a series called Camden Text. Right, that's uploading now. I'll show you the Camden Text ones. Just make sure I turn the oven off. But it's not so much going off in different directions, but constantly sort of refining, like do my art and then to the side of it do the free art freeze art, and then just start putting in the right stuff into the free art freeze art and taking out the stuff that doesn't work. So
like the blonde,
take out the bad and put in some good. Right, Camden Text series are on the floor here.
Oh,
so stuff like that.
I love it.
And then I'll put the .coms on, put some advertising, some QR codes. They're a bit stuck together, but
nice.
What about you? I really like your blonde cards.
I didn't think you'd get mad. I'm only going to do 3, but I wanted to show Emma too.
And
check out that
black. Yeah, I've got a little bit of that upstairs.
Good stuff.
I haven't used it yet. Yeah.
I was thinking there's this out in Rochester. There's every year they have a 6x6 fundraiser. It doesn't cost anything. You just put in four 6x6 without your name, and people pay $20 to get it. It's a fundraiser for it's not a gallery. It's a community gallery. It's like community artists,
Yeah.
So it's for a good cause, but I put a bunch of advertising on the back, and why not? Yeah. Somebody's going to buy them, and it doesn't hurt. And I thought, what's quick? What can I do fast? I'll copy Edgeworth. I'll just make a couple blondes.
Well, I'm copying your copies of me because I'm going to take those black tacks you've got in the corner.
Aren't they nice? Yeah.
Yes.
So this is canvas. This is a piece of canvas that I tacked
Yeah,
on
I
to
noticed.
the
Yeah, that's a
cardboard.
really. Yeah, that I'm going to do that. No, looks good. I
They're
might do that,
cheap.
or I might do the stitching that I sometimes do with twine, like the.
Your stitching's very
twines.
original, and I like that very much. So
the only thing I don't like about pins is I don't want them falling out in a suitcase and then some kid pricking their finger on it and having the mum and the dad having a go at me.
Definitely the way you let them go into the box. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that thick cardboard.
They look good. They look really good.
Well, I also, you'll get a kick out of this maybe. There's an Andy Warhol foundation, right?
Yeah.
And they give away, they hand out grants for writing. So I'm writing a grant for, but big money, like $30,000 to write blog essays, which I already do on Substack, right?
Yeah.
And but the subject is free art, frees art, and you'd be you and me would be the main subjects. So who knows? We'll see.
Brilliant. So what did Andy Warhol write anything?
No. There's two things going on. I don't like it. I apply every year and never get it. It always goes to somebody Andy Warhol would probably hate, right? There's several grants they give out. It's a very, well, you know the story, and I hate to say it because it's so politically incorrect these days, but I'm old white guy, not getting in. not getting the grant.
You're privileged heterosexual white male, Ron. Yeah,
damn.
You don't deserve any break in life. You've had it too easy.
Well, so yeah, he didn't write, but and that's why I always had. Last year I did the Stuckism book before I wrote the book, which was Andy Warhol would have liked Stuckism. He would have said, "Hell yeah," right? Or it's just, and I think he would have on many levels of it. So they just no, that's not happening. It's just this. It's a story of the art world. We know that. But I'm going to confess to something I did, and it's something I wouldn't usually do. I have the hardest time writing grants because the writing is so boring, so difficult for me to write. Conceptualize this project, how it relates to your past writing, and how you're going to incorporate it in this new way. These are the questions you get. So
Can you get AI to do that for you? Oh, okay. Don't tell anyone.
No, I'm joking. That's what I wanted to say. I got ChatGPT and I said, go to freeartfreeart.com, write about Ron Troop and Edgeworth Johnston making this a project. And I just tell them 250 words for this question, 500 words for this question, because that's what the limit. And it's amazing how what used to take me 4 to 6 hours, because I've done this grant for 3 years, is going to take me 45 minutes.
This is a really good idea. Could we get AI to write something for us that we can just stick on Amazon KDP, and so it's there?
That's brilliant. Yep, that's smart.
So we'll proofread it, but
right.
I mean,
right? Because pretty soon that's all going
to have something. And then we can print them off and take them to our Free Art Frees Art.
Yeah. Well, wait till May 6th.
I don't mind. What's that? Sorry.
Let's wait till May 6th. So because I'd rather get the grant, because one of the neat things is, one of the questions is there any research in this field right now? None.
No, the subject hasn't existed. You know what I mean? Not only has there not been any research, this is the first time. This is the only thing going on that I'm aware of, Free Art Frees Art, that's unprecedented.
Yes, which is huge.
Everything else is a rehash of something else. There's nothing else happening like what we're doing that I'm aware of.
I'm certain that, and I said this, that it's going to happen for watching you for the past year, over a year doing this, 2 years. It's your ship's going to come in, whether that's recognition or You know, who knows? But it is something for the history books, I think. Yeah.
It's our job to present it. We've got it. Like I would like some recognition, but we have to present it, and that's what I'm doing with the videos, the podcast.
Me too. It's still very cold here. I'm going to load up my car. I've decided to just always have free art in the car because it's a car society I live in. So I think I wrote about, you might have read, a lady stopped at my door, knocking on the door, a politician to talk. And I never even thought, you know, she said, wow, a painter, because I'm wearing my, you know, my scrubs here. And so she was cool. She would have been very open to it. And I just didn't think of it.
Don't worry. The good thing about being a DIY as sort of 100% DIY as we are, is that there's nothing stopping you if you're a DIY movement. We don't have to get into anything that we don't control. We don't have to get into a gallery. We don't have to get you know, like, do you have the advert in America, The Man from Del Monte?
No.
It's
man?
No, basically it's these people are growing this fruit to use in this drink, and if the Man from Del Monte approves it, they can all start the machines working, because the Man from Del Monte says yes.
Yes.
Right. Whereas we don't have a Man from Del Monte. Black Eye,
No.
because we're our own gallery, we're our own distributor, we're our own artists. We don't have anyone on our books. We do our own videos. We do absolutely everything. We write all our own content. We can go all guns blazing. The only thing stopping us is ourselves and time. So we can do so much.
Well,
so
we do make
everything.
As far as output, that's already happening. We already make enough stuff. You know, we're nonstop creating. I think distribution and recognition is what has to happen to have it be taken. You know, I can have a whole room full of stuff, but I got to get it out. So that's the DIY. I got to find ways to do that.
Yeah. I mean,
I'll keep it up.
The recognition feels so immediate to me that I just feel it's so satisfying to do
I know.
CAMDEN. It's like, because once I've done CAMDEN and I'm coming home, I kind of think that's all the recognition that I need to do the next thing. And then
I agree.
You notice little things online, like just recently, instead of getting 10 views a video, we start getting a few hundred, and then hopefully that will be a few thousand. And but I'm hoping that will all happen totally independent of us doing anything different to what we're doing today. I mean, I think like now I've got my next year pretty much envisioned of what I'll be doing between now at least until November. So May, June, July, August, September, October. So I've got 6 months, so I pretty much know what I'm going to be doing.
Nice.
And that won't change depending on anything from outside, like recognition or anything like that, because it has to be done for the sake of our legacy. It has to be done that way.
Yes. Right.
So.
Yes. I think of people in I'm 10 years older than you, but a generation like, I don't know, let's just say Charles. That generation that didn't have the ability to make a video doing something great, having 300 people watch it that day or that week, that's why they had to subscribe to the gallery system, because nobody was going to do that. Nobody was going to show their work. You know, they could.
Yeah.
There was no video making unless they had a couple $1,000s for a camera. You know. Yeah.
We're the only generation of people who will ever understand the difference between the pre-internet world and the post-internet world.
Right.
And we're old enough to know that far back, but we're young enough to take advantage of the change. So it's not surprising that people of our age, let's say, I know we're 10 years different, but we're in the same sort of bracket. Right. We're so enthusiastic because we can see, like you said, we can see how hard it was for people when we were 10, 15 years old. And we would go to school and people say to us, well, you know, you're going to have to do X, Y, and Z to get anywhere. And these are the guys at the top. And if you don't get in, then you don't get in. That was
Mm-hmm.
rammed down our throats for so long. And then the internet gets invented, and all of a sudden, everything they said is totally irrelevant. And the world's your employer as long as you're on the internet. And this is such a kind of floodgate moment for like, say, people of between 40 and 65 who are still active. Is that I'm not surprised that we're like people who have been starved for so long, suddenly being given access to,
It's
all
like,
the sweets in the world.
Like punk rock with an electric guitar in a garage, I guess, in the 70s.
The accessibility, yeah. Because kids, if we were a bit younger, we wouldn't understand the difference. So it might lead us to be complacent and lazy.
Oh, I see
And
that
if we were older, we would be too old now to do anything
Afraid.
about it.
Yep. Afraid, not relevant.
We'd be 80, Once you're 80, you're just winding down. So we've got a good, it's a good position to be in,
Yes. Yeah.
So how's everything else going with you?
How's what?
How's everything else going? Your mum and all that? Is that all right?
Oh, she's good. It was tough leaving her but my sister lives in the same town with her down there, and I don't know, it's okay. It's just I'm gonna make every 10 weeks I'm gonna go down there, visit for a week, just in a cycle like that. We figured that out. That's probably the best way. But Rose and I definitely want to live. Okay, I wanted to come to the podcast to ask you about Thailand and the heat and that warm breeze or whatever you get. And that's what we have in the American South. That nice subtropical. It's not tropical, but you get it. It's something that we are going to put into our lives very soon.
Good. Yeah.
These winters are too hard. They're too hard. Yeah.
I'm not a winter person. Some people like the cold. I hate it. I can't function. I'm summer. I like hot weather.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I'm the same as you.
I remember I went down to Florida because my mother was down there about 9 years ago. And I brought paints, and I was just going to paint on the, just vacation, holiday. I'm working, right? I'm always doing that. And I brought 8 or 9 canvases down, and I painted. And when I went home and looked at what I was painting, because it was middle of winter, I brought them home and looked at them. They were incredibly bright, vibrant paintings. It was just the idea of being in that sun. It literally, truly made a difference in how the paintings looked. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
When are you thinking of? Are you thinking of going to Thailand or anything like that, or you just? Oh,
I'm thinking of going to Thailand. I'm thinking of going to London. There's a lot of thought. It's a matter of commitment. Okay, there's two things going on. No, go ahead. Yeah.
No, I'm just saying the world's a small place now. I mean, I think of Europe as local. I think of going to Portugal as like a 20-minute drive before I go to Thailand. It doesn't feel like you're going to another country anymore because it's a £30 airfare or something like that.
Crazy.
So
yeah.
The whole world has become like a village where we'll go here, we'll go there, we'll go to America, maybe we'll go to America, or maybe we'll go to Argentina. It just seems like these are little decisions. They're not big life-changing decisions anymore.
I think people still, but I think you're lucky or fortunate to know that, because it's something that I had to, I was here and I had to cross that threshold before I started to think that travel was so easy. Why isn't everyone doing this? But I'm a strong believer in I don't like it, but we have class divisions here. We've talked about this before on the podcast, but in the U.S., where I come from, the working class there's no, people don't just think about this. Maybe when they retire, they might go on that river cruise in Germany. That'd be the big trip, but they don't think of constant travel. You can just get up and go like you do to Thailand and stuff. That there's a state of mind that a lot of folks don't have. And I think maybe it's because I've been painting pictures in a room all day. My imagination can dream up those things. And then it's just a click and, send some funds over to make it happen on a phone. Before, in the old days, back to that divide of age, you'd have to go to a travel agent, They would have to take care of all of that for you. There's no, I'm just going to go to Portugal. I'm going to go to Thailand, and do it on the phone. But I wanted to go back to the when we were talking about free art, freeze art. And I got a text from a person. I went to a music festival last year with my art and did very well there. And it was like a fledgling. It's the first year. It was first annual Syracuse, New York music festival. It was called Bare Roots. And they just had a bunch of bands for a day. And they had a little art area, and you had to apply for it just to get in. But it was the first year, so I had no problem getting in. And it was like $20, but I made $300 or $400, right? And this year they called back and asked me to help them with their fundraising to do live painting. And I'm going, what is it? They wanted me to like be a monkey for them. It's like, I'm going, you're asking me to go to work now, in front of people and say, look what the painter can do. It was so humiliating. I instantly said no, but I do like the festival. So this year I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do free art, freeze art. That's what I'm trying to say. So.
No, there's a guy that does he does spray paint stuff just outside CAMDEN station. He's got his easel there. He sprays them, sticks them on the floor, and I think the deal is that you pay whatever you want.
Well, he's selling stuff. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that for a fundraiser, I don't know, just to look at me paint. I feel like I'd be in a cage in a zoo.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I know what you mean. I wouldn't mind doing. The only thing I'd mind is people talking to me. You know what I mean? Because I think if you're doing something public, the assumption is that you're there. Oh, this guy's looking for some engagement. I'll go and engage with him, rather than saying, "Oh, that guy's painting. I'll leave him alone." And I think I'd find it very frustrating to have someone talking while I'm. I mean, talking background's fine, but actually talking to me, I think I would just find that a bit much.
Right. Right. But I've seen that before, though. The galleries do that. It's just like I don't know. It's a backwards. It's not how I think of art. It's
it's a gimmick, really. It's
a performance, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I think they're trying to. I mean, they're probably trying to be interesting. I don't know, but it's a bit silly. I do. I know what you mean.
Yeah. There was a book called Slaughterhouse 5 by Kurt Vonnegut, and it was science fiction, but had a very political bent to it. Anyway, this guy swears he was taken by these aliens to another planet and put into a human zoo. It was just him and another woman, and everybody would just watch them go through normal things in a cage like they're apes, and it makes me think of that.
Well, that's Big Brother.
That too, right. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm, like I said, I'm just keep making oil paintings, trying to build up my free art.
Yeah.
I think I have 1,500 slumpu I could always give away too. I never even realized that.
Yeah, I mean, when are you thinking of doing the next one?
Well, as soon as the weather improves, I'm just gonna, like I said, here's the thing. I want to make a movie. That's what I'm thinking of. I like to have an end to it because I don't have that.
Yeah.
The video world you have, like 70 CAMDEN videos of similar look, that is cool. I need to piecemeal it, put it together like a puzzle. So, like I said, if I go to the supermarket and I'm brave and I'm talking to an old friend or whatever, I'll open up my trunk and say, pick out an art, do this interview, keep the questions the same. I'll do it when I go visit my daughter in Rochester. I'll do it in a bar. I want to tonight. I might do it because I'm going to I might bring some and do it there, and just get these videos, not immediately put them up on YouTube, but have the content and make. I really think making a movie of this it will help us. Help.
Would you have any Would you have any aspirations for the movie itself beyond making it, or because I assume that you're not putting the snippets onto YouTube first because you want the premiere of the film to be the first time any of this content is seen?
Yeah, right, but not necessarily. Like I put up that stuff you saw that I did at the college there with the kids. You saw that. I don't mind that because I want to do other stuff too. I just don't want to have it be interviews. So I'm trying to think of this. If you have any ideas, I have another free grant coming back. If I get it, it's I go away to the, didn't cost anything to apply. So anytime they're free, I jump on them. But there's this beautiful area called the Finger Lakes in New York State. And, I've been there before for a few days on my own dime just to go there and paint. But it was back when there were children running around and I wanted to get out. It's very nice in the woods, incredibly peaceful. And they give you a month there and they give you $500 and they feed you all for free. I mean, I don't have to pay a penny, So if I had that, I did that all in free art. I wrote 3 grants for that, writing a book about it, doing a movie about it, and making free art during that month. So if I get one of those grants, which I have a pretty good chance of getting, that would be my time, and that's in August. So if I just say I got that, I would like to come out and visit you for a little bit and do a little bit in Camden, especially if I'm doing the video. So I want to make,
Right, yeah, August, London. Now, I'm planning on going to I don't know about Portugal. We might go to Portugal. Thailand, November. Now, if you and Rose wanted to go to Thailand, we could all go together to Korat. You won't have to pay for digs because Son and I have got a big apartment that I'm renting, and that's ours. So you wouldn't need to stay in a hotel or nothing. We've got 2 double beds in separate rooms, so you could have a room with a double bed for you and Rose, and On and I'd have our own room. We've got a setup there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Tons of land, nothing to do all day. So you wake up, paint, do whatever you want. Beautiful weather, hot weather.
Yeah.
Dirt cheap. I mean, the only expensive part will be the flights.
Oh yeah. It's a couple $1,000s probably. I've looked into it. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's, like I say, I'm probably going November, and I'll probably be there for 3 months. I think you get 2 months visa and then a 1 month extension. If you go down to the office and sort your extension out, you get an extra month.
That would be cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be a good trip. We've been talking about it, so let's see what happens. I'd just like to wait. Right now we have no TSA, or we have the TSA right now. They're not getting paid. They haven't been getting paid for several months. So flying is
really okay.
Yeah, flying is a little weird right now. Everything. One day we're just gonna have planes crashing into each other pretty soon here in the U.S.
Right. Really.
Things are falling down, but that's not the reason. That's not it. Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, I mean, it's an option that we've got, and obviously we could make a film. I would obviously be filming.
Right. That would be just brilliant, and I would be totally into that. So, as Rose says, I'm going to put a pin in it.
Yeah. The other option for Thailand is to do an artist residency in a place. I looked into a place called, I think it's called Studio 88 in Chiang Mai. And I looked into another one. I can't remember what it's called, but I was accepted onto both, but I decided not to do either of them. There's one in Bangkok, which looked really good, really nice room to stay in.
Nice.
Peaceful, all that lot. It was in Bangkok though. It wasn't out in the sticks. It was in the city. And then the other one I was offered was Studio 88. Now, say I was offered it, I would have had to have paid for everything. It wasn't one where they subsidise your work in there. You got paid for your stay there. So it's like booking a hotel. So it's not particularly hard to get accepted. But I decided not to do them because I thought, well, everything they can offer me, I can get without them. All I need is space and materials. Why should I pay extra for?
Residencies make no sense anymore, right? I mean, if you could, like you said, they're hotels. If they're making you pay, it doesn't work. It doesn't make any sense.
I mean, I don't need machinery or anything like that. I don't need anything fancy. I just need to be given some space, some floor space. And so you can, like I say, you can rent a decent sized apartment. It's big in Korat for I think £65 a month, and then just keep it 12 months of the year, and just use it whenever you go out.
That's what you're doing. That's what you and Ann are doing, right? Okay.
That's right, and obviously, if I'm only there 2-3 months of the year, it feels like a bit of a waste of money. But while I'm in England, her 18-year-old son can use it because he's got nowhere to stay. So the family's getting use out of it, even if I'm not using it myself. And so it means a happy family, and it means that it's a good bit of for relationship with the family to give them an extra place to stay.
Right. It's £1,000 for a year.
Yeah, about that. 65 a month, so that's $650, about $750. Yeah, about $1,000.
That's 5 days in a hotel in the United States.
I know.
Right.
On and I were in Pattaya. Pattaya is obviously touristy. We were in central Pattaya, and we went to a hotel in Soy Buakhao, one of the main roads in Pattaya. And we went in there, and they only had the luxury suite available. They had no cheap rooms, so we had to get the luxury suite.
Ooh, nice! Yeah,
the most expensive one in the hotel, and it was £10 a day.
Oh my God! And was it luxury? Was it luxurious?
No, it wasn't 5-star, but it was it was big. It had a big screen. It had a bathroom. Had a nice balcony that looked out.
Balconies are
balcony.
key. I have to have a balcony not wherever I go, but if I ever move south, like I was saying, I spent so much time with my mother sitting on the balcony in the sun. It was perfect. It was like I just need that little space. Just like you used to film in Pattaya when you would be filming your drawings outside there and paintings. Yeah. And showing
I like
great.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I should say this on air, but I used to like that room in particular because that balcony, you had the women who worked in the bars, and then afterwards, the ones that hadn't gone off with a man would go upstairs to their bedroom, and you'd have like a load of women all sleeping, and I'd be sat out on my balcony like 4:30 in the morning, and the girls would do a striptease. They would see me there, and they would do a striptease for me, and I used to wave to them like that because they're just having fun,
Right.
And so I always made sure I got room 305 at the A7 hotel.
Yeah. That's a story I never heard. That's a good one.
You got to be careful. Man. It is quite dangerous because what they do, some of the girls in Pattaya, is that when you go to the bar and you start talking, it's obviously I'd be in the bars, but I wasn't a sex tourist. But they would obviously I'd be a Farang, a white man. So they come up to me and go, "How are you? Yeah, I'm nice." And I'll come drink. So okay, have a drink. They go, "So what hotel are you at?" And I'm thinking, why do they want to know what hotel I'm at? I said, "Oh, I'm at the A7 hotel." "All right, yeah. What room are you in?" And I said, "What? Why are you asking me these questions?" What it is
I bet.
If you go off, they knock on your door. They come around the hotel and knock on your door.
Yes.
So you've got to be careful with all these girls because they obviously know what room I'm in. So I have to be a little, but it's all harmless. It's all harmless. I mean, they don't. It's
like the island of Anthrax on Monty Python. Did you ever see that skit?
No.
No, it's something about an island of just women, and they're all, I don't know, biological clocks are ticking, and this guy lands on the island, and they're all there, and he's always being chased, pretty much.
I think is he a knight dressed up in armor?
Yes.
In a castle full of women.
I've seen Monty Python. Yes, okay, yes.
I've seen it. Yeah. But you can tell Rose though, we're not going there. Korat is farm. It's totally different. It's complete opposite.
Of course. And yeah. And I remember in the movie he also has to he's chaste. He's somebody he's like, Robert the Chaste. So he's not supposed to engage, and yet these women are all tempting him. That's what it
I
was. Kind of
see.
thing. That's right.
Yeah, no,
So it's like,
I've
geez, you're just
definitely
going there to
seen that.
paint, and all of a sudden they're knocking on your door.
Yeah.
Good story.
No, it's so good, Thailand. But no,
Well, yeah. So you like the weather. It's just nice, that heat, and then I came back to this. So I can imagine Thailand is just that 24/7 all year long warmth.
you've got rainy season. Rainy
Mm,
season seems to be going on a lot longer these days.
mm,
But I don't mind the rain. I've never been there during rainy season. And it's so
mm,
hot that it's not like cold and rain. It's a totally different experience. The
mm.
the the downside with Thailand is mosquitoes. Um, mosquitoes are a real pest. There's nothing you can do about them.
Yeah.
The heat's good. You spend all your time in the shade because it's too. If you're out in the sun, it is. You feel yourself melting. It's so hot sometimes, especially now. I mean, if we were there now, I think it's 38 where on is
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
When I go, it's more like 30, 32. So it's a
Right.
little bit cooler, which makes it bearable. Like if we go November, it won't be sweltering. You'll be all right.
What about at night?
Night is nice. In Korat, it can actually get quite cold at night.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it can get cold at night. So don't worry about nighttime. You'll be fine. No, the only thing I'll say is we'll probably have to get some mosquito nets.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And don't. And the only thing is, if you stay in a hotel, don't use the air conditioning because you'll get sick. That's the only other thing I'll say. But we won't
Why?
have that.
Why? Why?
Whenever I go into a hotel in Pattaya, and I don't use the air conditioning unit, but On does, and I always get sick because I don't think they clean them.
I've heard that something here, but my stepmother gets ill with air conditioning.
Yeah, you got to clean air conditioning units regularly. A way to, if they drip water, I think that is a sign that they need to be cleaned desperately.
Okay. Okay.
But I don't use air conditioning anyway. I don't like it. On is still ill. She's in Thailand now and she's sick and I said to her, I think it's because you use the air conditioning when you're in Pattaya.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Knock on wood. I don't know, but I have not been sick. Like sick. I don't even know when. I don't get sick anymore. Isn't it nice?
right.
I must have had all those childhood diseases and colds. Every cold you could possibly have, I've probably had. I've had every coronavirus 10 times. So
Yeah. No,
that's good.
I'm quite. Even when I do get sick, I don't get. I'm quite strong when I'm sick. I just have garlic and that. So I've been sick in Thailand quite a lot, but not to the point where I've been bedridden. It's just.
Yeah, that's right. I remember you were ill this time.
Yeah, but no. But other than that, you been doing anything else work-wise?
Just every day I can't do anything. I don't have any. I have a lino cut. Let me show you. So I have this lino cut here.
Dad, dinner's ready. Oh, let's have a look.
It's just you cut into it with the tools.
Oh, that's the really soft stuff, isn't it? That's like butter.
It is. It is. Yes.
Yeah.
So
that's really good.
I'm gonna make a print. Just do a bunch of them for Slumpu or something like that.
I hope so, Dad.
Okay. Oh.
And I use these carving knives. I never,
Oh, right. Yeah,
Right.
if you're over, actually next time you're over in London, there's some really good printmakers. They get Swiss ones in, Swiss carving knives. They're brilliant.
Yeah. Do you use them at all? Have you ever used them?
Yeah.
I
bought one set about 2009 and I still use them now. I've never used any other. They're a bit expensive, but
you have to sharpen them?
Yeah, you have to keep sharpening them. You get a sharpening stone there as well. But they're the kind of things that you buy them once and you'll never need another one, so they actually end up cheaper than buying the cheap ones.
Well, I'm trying to think of ways like you're making with the blonde cards, and I want to start doing slumpu again because that's the perfect size,
Yeah.
And there's something. Again, it's all going to come. It's the spring. Winter time is loosening me up. I just keep working. Even though I don't have anything, I have no direction right now. I know that something will pop up because I just keep making paintings. When I when I do what you're doing, I make paintings. That's just keep going. Yeah.
Well, is it work begets work? Is what it says. So if you don't know what you should be doing, do something, and even if what you immediately start doing isn't, it'll occur to you. Actually, I should, and then you'll find what you should be doing. I mean, those CAMDEN text paintings I've got upstairs. The only reason I was doing those was because I had to tidy the house up, and I just saw them lying. I thought I might as well get them done because they were just sitting there. And as I was doing them, I thought actually these would be very good at CAMDEN if I had different things written on them, because people like the text on it. It's one of my videos. One guy picks up one of my drawings, and I write on the back. He thought the back was the front.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So and I thought, I quite like this text stuff, and I was thinking what ideas I could have. I thought I'd because that's what I'm doing at Billy's. I'm doing reverse mirror writing and then printing them on the front and then painting around them. And I kind of like how they're coming out.
What's reverse mirror writing? What?
I write them as they look in a mirror on the page, so that when I press them down on a sheet of paper, it's the right way around.
That's what I have to do with the lino cut. Yeah, right.
Yeah, but then I start using those ones as artworks as well. So you end up having an artwork which is mirror writing, and you end up with loads of slight variants on the same thing, and obviously you just stick a number on each of those and you've got a series.
Yep. I remember, I think
no, go on. And then I was thinking of different words I could. So I've started writing a load of stuff, like a bit of a manifesto, and I've got all that stuff to go on them, and I think those will go down well at CAMDEN.
Every one of your free art manifesto, what do you have, 28, 26 statements?
Oh, right.
They would make something good because each of them are very clever.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so I like this. All of them are good. What's the one with commodity? I can't think of it.
Oh, yeah. Streets, community, galleries, commodity.
Yep. Very good. So that would be something you could write and make, over and over again.
Yeah.
But the one I think you're talking about, it was like a Doge coin or something, and you flipped it around and there was black ivory written on it. That writing was very nice.
Oh, thanks. That was that I did that with a computer mouse. That writing on the back of the Dogecoin.
Yeah.
I just got a computer mouse and just wrote it in GIMP. Do you know GIMP? Free Photoshop.
No. Yeah.
Oh, it's a free Photoshop GIMP, and I just wrote it with a mouse, and it looked all right. So that's freehand.
You wrote it with the mouse. Then what'd you do? You printed it?
I sent it to the printers. That's hang on. I'll show you.
Okay.
Have I got any here? Hang on. Yeah, that.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Oh.
I wrote that with a freehand with a computer mouse on.
And then printed it.
And then sent it to my printers, and I got 500 of them done.
Oh,
and I stuck them all on the back.
See, sometimes I think you're doing way more work than you are. That's an awesome idea. But I'm thinking each one of those you're writing, and I'm going, they look so the same. I'm such a fool. I'm so gullible.
No, it's not gullible. I mean, most of the stuff I do is that. It's not unlike me to do the same thing 1,000 times over, hand done.
Yeah. That's like definitely part of your style.
Every single blonde card is an original painting from scratch. There's no template for any of those.
That is a pain, and I can't believe you did over 400.
Yeah, I've got another couple of characters starting soon. I've got Black Cap, which is a drag queen pub that's just reopened in Camden. Who G-Boy and Zombie are two existing characters. They both go to the Black Cap, so I'm going to do a Black Cap. But in my video I put on the other day, I was walking down Camden High Street collecting cardboard, and I heard a band playing, and I looked over and I looked at the name of the pub, and it's called the Elephant's Head on Camden High Street.
You were writing this, yes.
And it's like, that's Black Ivory's logo, an elephant's head.
Yeah.
So I thought, I'm going to have to do a blonde card for Elephant Head and Black Cap.
This is brilliant. This idea for using local businesses and incorporating them into Camden. And
And the other thing that happened on that same video is that I went to Guitar to get some cardboard. I took them that present that we spoke about last week. And they don't have a letterbox, so I didn't give it to them. They've got nowhere to leave it.
Okay.
But I'll find a way to give them
under the door
card. I thought, it's all sealed up. It's all airtight. So I could have left it outside, but I thought, well, it's probably not the best way to do it. Because then the thing is, Camden are really good, but some councils are very officious. And some bloke on the news, he put an envelope into a dustbin that wasn't the right dustbin, and he got fined £1,000.
Yeah, I was just going to say, why don't you just tape it to the door, but forget it. Oh, wow.
If I did that, I would be fly tipping. And in London, admittedly not Camden, because Camden Council, I think, are really good. They're very lenient as far as I'm aware with stuff like this. But I don't want to get a £1,000 fine for fly tipping because I've left somebody a little present outside their shop.
Right.
So I'll have to find another way to get it to them. But the plan is to, like you not referring to whatever it is, give local businesses free blonde cards in the hope that one of them will contact me and say, oh, can you do some more or something like that?
Yes, of course. Yeah. Oh, they're great. They're going to love them. Speaking of that and guitar, how's your wound?
It's not getting any better or worse. It's staying the same.
No. Are you averse to doctors? Do you not like to go? Because I don't like to go to doctors.
No, I'm not averse. I'm averse to wasting time, and that's what, you know what I mean.
Well, death is a big waste of time. So
I suppose so. I mean, if it started to look like something was wrong, I would go straight to a doctor, because my mum nearly died of sepsis. She went to the dentist and they took out the wrong tooth. They left the infected one in and took out a perfectly healthy one.
Yes, I've had that happen.
Yeah. The doctor said, you don't know how close to death you were. She was really close to death.
Oh, wow.
And I think it was only because my sister ran out, because she was in the hospital. My sister ran out to get a doctor and says, look, someone's got to see her now. Had she not done that, I assume she would probably have died. Yeah, if anything starts looking bad about my leg, I will get it seen to.
My mother, when I was just down in South Carolina, if Rose and I weren't there, we had to take her to the emergency room. But the day I was telling you we were in the hospital, right, when we were doing Black Ivory last week, she had 2 infections going on, and for a long time, and it just came to the point where she was howling in agony. So, and my mother's the type of person who will never, she would just go, oh, I'll be okay. But it'll go away. But she was seriously in major pain, so we rushed her to the emergency room, and they said she had a colitis and a UTI, urinary tract infection, but a sustained one. And so if my sister wouldn't have gotten to her for a couple of days, who knows what would have happened. But with the teeth, this is an interesting story. It's got nothing to do with art, but I'm going to tell you anyway. I went to the periodontist, and I don't even know why I went, because I was old, I guess. I was supposed to go. And he told me that I had 32 teeth. I went in with 32 teeth. And after talking with him, he wanted to take 2 of them away. And he wanted to take my wisdom teeth away.
Right.
Which are my newest teeth, my most recent teeth. They were the healthiest. He pulled them. And I remember him pulling them, a week later, 2 weeks later, and he was, trying to get purchase on the chair and with his leg. That's how hard it was for him to pull my tooth out. And he told me afterwards that really the reason is so they can make my cleanings easier.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was so mad. But what happened was I got MRSA. And do you know what MRSA is?
No.
We have it here in America going around. It's very bad in hospitals. It's an incredibly strong bacteria infection.
MRSA.
Yeah.
MRSA. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I got MRSA, and I was only the third person in his practice, and this guy was in practice for over 30 years to get it.
MRSA is terrible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My granddad died of MRSA.
Right. And this is all because of the stupid wisdom tooth that should have stayed there in the first place.
Yeah.
So
that's
I remember I wrote to him and said, look, I'm not going to pay for this, You're going to fix it, and I'm not going to pay for it. And he wouldn't budge. He said, you're going to have to pay half. And I was like, and this is not the UK where it's free. It was, $1,000 coming out of my pocket for him to not give me or to take away the MRSA that he gave me. So
do you have a case there? I mean, a legal
of course
case?
I did. But I just, it's like you got to, you balance stuff. Do you want to go through lawsuits, or do you want to, with your life and think about, I have to do this and this, and it's almost work. It becomes work for an end you're not certain about, and I probably could have sued him. Sure. Anyway, he went out of practice that year. The other person who got MRSA lost half her jaw.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's my story. That's my tooth story.
No. Well, your mum had it rough. I've had urinary tract infections, and I was delirious and talking nonsense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because she has like onset dementia, right? Yeah. And pretty much she's getting there, right? And
I remember. Yeah. I woke up and my hands was like that. I couldn't control them. Yeah. And this is when I was with Shelley, and I woke Shelley up and I said, I can't stop my hands shaking. And yeah, Mum and Dad drove me to the Whittington, and it was really bad.
And all you needed was antibiotics, right?
It actually went on its own. I was like that in the car all the way there, couldn't stop doing this. And then I was in the waiting room, and as I was in the I was lying across a few chairs on the waiting room, and it just sort of calmed down. And I think after that, they found I had a urinary tract infection, and they gave me antibiotics. But the shaking stopped after a few hours. But I think I lost control of my nervous system.
Yes. Now, this is interesting. This is interesting because when I was there before when we first got there, and for the past couple months, my sister's been telling me my mother's hand just freezes.
Right.
It just freezes like that for like 5 minutes. Isn't that interesting? And then goes away.
Maybe it's the nervous system being affected the opposite way.
Yeah.
Maybe. It could be something else. I don't know, but yeah.
Well, I hope our listeners are enjoying this talk.
Art themed discussion.
Art and health.
The Black Ivory. I've got to, my cousin and I did another Johnston Chats podcast, which I need to put the second Johnston.
Is that on your YouTube? Not
yet. It's still in my phone.
Okay.
It's actually the third one we recorded. The second one, he phoned me up the next day and said, and begged me not to publish it.
He doesn't know what he's dealing with.
Oh no, I hadn't published it, thankfully.
Oh man,
I did the first one, and then in the most recent one, there's some conversation there that I'm not willing to put online. He says he doesn't mind it, so I'm going to chop a little bit out of it, because otherwise I'm going to start getting, if you say things that are a bit sensitive. So I'm going to edit it slightly and then put out this. And this one's only half an hour long. The second Johnston chat.
Are you visual, or is it just audio?
Just audio.
Okay, all right.
But he's the main attraction. I'm just chipping in with the odd sentence here and there. He's the one who's really doing all the work.
And what's it called?
Johnstone Chats.
Johnstone Chats. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's one episode online now. The second one will be going on shortly.
And it's on your blog?
I don't know where it is. It's on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's all about him. I mean, I'm. Do you know Morecambe and Wise? The comedians, Morecambe and Wise.
No, sorry, I'm lame.
It's a funny guy and a straight guy, and I'm the straight guy, and he's the funny guy.
Okay, all right.
In the first Johnston Chats, he's very drunk.
Really drunk or just acting drunk?
No, pretty drunk. He's pretty drunk.
Okay.
And then the second one, he's sober. No, sorry, the third one rather, but the second to be published.
Okay. All right.
But no.
What are you going to go? You're going to go into, what is it, like social commentary? You're going to go from art to social commentary to art?
I think of it all as art now, because all this tech stuff I've got going on. I mean, where's my notes for the next set? By the way, I don't know where Emma's supposed to be. I don't know where she is.
Maybe she didn't turn her clock set back or forward.
That will be what it is. Yeah. She'll probably be here in a minute.
How many days ago did you do it?
Last Sunday, so Thursday.
She's been late to work. Or early.
This typical Pugmire, if she still hasn't noticed the clocks have gone forward.
I want to tell you what I did when I made when I did this for Emma.
Yeah.
I always thought she was talking about the Mill Hill Watercolor Society. I thought it was called Mill Hill. So I looked her up online. I wanted to see if she's in the Mill Hill.
Yeah.
And I still came across Milden, and I went, I'll look it up. Milden. And sure enough, there she is, Emma Pugmire, online.
Is she in the Milden?
She's in the Milden Art Society.
I thought it was Mill Hill.
It's Milden.
Is it? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Milldon.
Because I've been there. I've been there, and I thought it was off Mill Hill East Tube Station. Maybe it is. Yeah, so it's Milden.
It's Milden. So I found her on there. So it looked impressive. The Milden Art Society. So
I'm just looking at all the notes I've got for this writing that I'm doing. No, by the way, we have to mention Stuckism in the podcast, so I can go on. I can put this on the Stuckism Facebook page and say, we talk about Stuckism.
All right. So what do you want to talk about with Stuckism? Stuckism, founded by Billy Childish and Charles Thompson.
I mean, I was just writing about Black Ivory because Stuckism was the stepping stone for me to go to Black Ivory. And I thought, well, in a way, Black Ivory is the opposite of Stuckism. So I started writing
what do you think?
about that.
What do you think? What way would that be? Really, just like curious.
Well, I'm not trying to repair the art world, I think what Stuckism do is, and it's a good thing to do that Stuckism does. It says we can see this Brit art that you've got here. Here's something better. Yeah, that's what I think Stuckism is essentially saying, and it's offering the world something better than. Obviously, it's all opinion than what's currently on offer.
Of course.
Whereas Black Ivory's saying, it's not we don't like the art world, we're going to change it. We don't like the art world, so we're building our own one.
Yep.
So you guys carry on doing what you want to do. It's that distinction.
I like that distinction. I've always taken, for me, Stuckism was always, for me, DIY or DIY. I always screw that up. Because it more like I don't even know anything about punk, except it seems like I have a affinity for it without even realizing it. So, just do it yourself, show it yourself. It was always, I just took the gallery out. So the couple, statements in the manifesto really resonate with me. And that's definitely the one. have cups of tea and show art, just like you do when you go to Emma's, just like she does when she comes to your place. So that part of stuckism, I was doing that before I hadn't even heard of stuckism. So that is, to me, key. So if anything I learned, and I owe a great, debt of gratitude, is I got it. I found people through that,
that the best thing for me with stuckism
Russian
was
painters,
finding people. Like, it's because of stuckism that I found you and Emma.
Right.
And I really I essentially headhunted you and Emma and thought, these guys are the business. So I'm going to get these guys and fence them off and steal them.
It's true, it worked, but I did the same too. It's reciprocal, and I also did it with Olga Naus and Lupo Sol and Andrew Makarov. These are Russian folks. But I never would have, if it wasn't for that Stuckist Facebook page, which I've mentioned it before, never would have done anything with art. I would have given up because it would just reinforce all the home stuff I was already doing. Opened up my studio to the world. So that's where I say yes to that. But all these stuff about, painting being mysterious, it's all these things, but I don't really play into that so much, like that I'm elevated in some way.
I mean, I'm not a painter. I'm an artist. You know what I mean? I do some painting.
That too. There's something about, I dabble in all kinds of stuff and want to. I think that's the key. Yep. Painting's just a part of it.
So all the stuff in Stuckism about paintings, paintings, worlds within the worlds. I'm like, but so's music. You know what I mean? It's I mean, like I say, it's art doesn't need to be right. You know what I mean? There's nothing. It's
it could be wrong, right?
Exactly. There's no one's it doesn't matter because nothing changes the paintings, so it doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. So I don't mind the fact that I don't go along with all of it, because who cares anyway? It's not, the value is always in the work. It's just presenting it in a way, and I can't really present myself. I can't be seen in Stuckism because there's too many other people. So and there's too many other people who have got no common denominator whatsoever with anything I do. So you've got to present yourself really, I think, outside of that. Otherwise, you're just going to be a two a penny also ran, which is fine if you're an artist who've got nothing to offer. But if you do feel like you've got something of your own to offer, there's no point doing it through Stuckism, because it's just going to hide you. It's not going to. You're not presenting yourself. You're hiding yourself if you're in a group of that nature, I think. So anyway, I'll get AI to make all that make sense and stick it on Amazon Kindle, and tell them, can you make it 50,000 words while you're at it?
Well, that unfortunately that's only going to last for so long before everyone's doing that and waters that down. So I'm thinking maybe the future will be like we were talking about with Emma a couple weeks ago, is people will start to actually look for art that is human. Who knows? Like it's good because it's there. I mean, I still want to write. I just don't want to write grants. So I'm going to use AI to write grants for me.
It's like
Rose called it a
diamonds.
tool.
You can manufacture a perfect diamond, but there's still a market for real diamonds.
Sure. Well, yeah, of course.
Right. So that I think it's the same. I mean, people get worried about AI art and stuff like that, but it's no competition, because as long as you can distinguish yourself from it, you can make that your niche. So AI is harmless. AI is just something extra in the world. It's not going to replace us.
Yeah. Oh, totally not. No. And I'm already making nothing, so it's not taking anything from me. It's easy.
Yeah.
It's just there's going to be fake meat, but then there's always going to be real meat too.
Exactly. Yeah.
How about that for wrapping our podcast right around? It's just cooking in a circle. Started with the meat, and we end with the meat. Because I got to go.
Yeah, that means we've got to go now before we ruin the circle. Yeah.
That's right. but I do have to go because I have that 4 o'clock appointment and I got to walk to it, and it's cold outside, so I got to go bundle up.
All right. Well, I hope Emma's okay. I don't know what happened to her, but
She'll knock on your door any minute, I bet.
Yeah. All right, Ron. Good to see you.
All right. Thanks for doing this, and I hope to see you next week. And I'll watch everything you're doing.
Great. Me too, Ron. I'll keep tuning into your stuff.
We'll get rich on Blurt. See ya.
Yes. All right. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Talk to you later.